Some spaces welcome us, others push us away. Benches aren't just seats, they are mirrors of how we share spaces. A well-placed bench can invite rest, gathering, and connection. But if benches are isolated, uncomfortable, or built without thought, they can feel unwelcome. Let's explore how design choices in benches impact communities, for better or for worse. Sometimes design limits how we sit, sometimes it invites conversations, some spaces feel unwelcoming, and others add life and color. When designing benches, I think about three things: placement, where people naturally pause or gather; comfort, so they actually want to sit and interact; and arrangement, and to encourage conversation or give space when needed. A simple arrangement of either parallel or staggered benches can have a very big impact if people are going to want to converse across or between each other or feel a bit more isolated. So another exploration of an arrangement is an L-shaped one. This layout naturally creates a corner, which makes the space feel more defined and intimate. People sitting here can face each other at an angle, which encourages casual conversation without feeling too forced, as well as perfect for friends, meeting up or neighbors, for example, catching up. But it also leaves room for someone to sit alone while still feeling part of the group, which can make the space feel more welcoming for everyone, compared to a straight row of benches like the previous one, where the L-shaped creates a small social hub, turning an open area into a place where interaction feels easy and natural. Next, I looked at a square arrangement with a planter in the middle and benches facing outward. This creates a very open, 360-degree seating that lets people watch the surrounding rather than face each other, which is quite a big contrast, for example, to the L-shaped arrangement. It's great for public squares or busy streets because it encourages people watching, short breaks, and casual use without the pressure to interact. The plant in the middle adds greenery, which softens the space and makes it feel more inviting. But since everyone is facing outwards, it can feel less social than an L shape, more about being in shared space and talking to others in it. So now let's take the next step. So before starting the design, I wanted to gather some inspiration. Looking at examples of innovative benches around the world is a great way to see what works. From playful sculptural designs that become landmarks to simple modular systems that adapt to different spaces. So let's get started with a sketch and my own kind of design exploration. So when I began this sketch, my first goal was simply to map out how people might use this space. I started with a few straight benches just to set the rhythm and scale of seating. Straight benches are simple and practical, but I wanted to see how much more inviting this space could feel with different arrangements. So I began experimenting with L-shaped layouts, adding curves to soften the environment and atmosphere. The moment you turn two benches to face each other at an angle, the space starts to feel like a small room without walls. This creates natural corners where people can sit together and talk, while still leaving space for someone to sit alone and just observe. I then played with combining several of these arrangements into clusters or even cross shapes to see how they could break up a large open area into smaller pockets of activity. These nodes can completely change how people move through this space, slowing them down, encouraging them to pause, and creating a sense of community in what might have been an empty plaza. One of the most powerful ways to shape a community space is by adding a small nodes of activity. It doesn't have to be just for kids. It could be a seesaw, outdoor chess tables, fitness equipment, or even a shared garden bed. These features create natural gathering points where people of all ages can participate, watch, or just enjoy the energy around them. They add movement, sound, and a sense of play which makes the space feel alive. They also encourage people to stay longer. Instead of a quick 5-minute stop, these elements turn a space into somewhere where people want to spend time, talk to neighbors, and connect with one another. Finally, I added trees and planting around some of the benches. The greenery not only provides shade and comfort, but also creates a softer, more human atmosphere. Together, these elements transform the benches from just places to sit into social catalysts that shape how we gather, rest, and connect with another. The way we arrange spaces can quietly guide how people interact, giving options, like seating facing each other, others facing the view, and clear pathways between them. As people choose how social they want to be. This flexibility creates a natural moment of interactions, a nod between strangers, a quick chat on a shared bench, or even just eye contact as people pass by. When movement, views, and seating all work together, the space feels alive and effortless, encouraging connection without forcing it. these simple design steps can have a great effect on how the space is inhabited by people. So now think about it when you walk around different spaces and how the benches are even arranged in a simple manner, what kind of atmosphere they create, and start having a think about it of how would you change it yourself. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.